Ever wondered, am I missing out on artificial intelligence? Am I using it the wrong way? Well, in today's video, we're going to do a walkthrough on 5 different categories of AI tools that we are using inside of our insurance agency to solve problems, remove frictions, improve customer experience, and employee experience. So, by the end of this video, you'll know how to use some of these tools and how to implement them to your agency pretty cheaply and pretty quickly. So let's get started. But before we do, remember, share, subscribe, and like the channel below so that you can continue to get these updates as we show you on this channel exactly how to use artificial intelligence inside of your insurance agency. Chris with Niche Your Business. And for more than a decade, I've been helping people build niches. And for more than 5 years, I've been testing artificial intelligence, even before ChatGPT came out, of how we could use it, not to replace people, but how do we support people. So in today's video, we're looking at some different tools that we use inside of our insurance agency, the Flood Insurance Guru, and what we use for a while now. And we're gonna be looking at 5 different categories so that you can understand when would you actually apply these tools, or maybe these tools aren't relevant to you, and that's okay. But at least you know right off the bat. So in this quick video, we're going to talk about those 5 categories, and in follow videos after this, I'm going to break down each one of these tools in these different categories. So make sure to stay tuned for this series as I start to go through this over the next few weeks for you. So let's talk about this first category. And we're talking about client communication and potentially relationship management here. You know, there's some series of tools that we use here, like ChatGPT. They could be used. Claude AI could be used here in working like on, for example, helping you with your messaging, helping you with your emails, helping you build a lead funnel. These are all things that could be used here. Even the HubSpot CRM, Go High Level. The Kara phone system, which is the AI phone system that a lot of insurance agencies implement. Then there's also Delphi.ai, which is the service that I helped clone myself with, that my team has access to all the time, that can help with communication and client relationship management. So these are 5 different tools here that we're using inside of our insurance agency. And look, I'll dive deeper in these tools, but that's just on client relationship and communication. Then there's content creation. Look, we've been creating content for almost a decade now. We've created thousands of pieces of content, and I wish that it was as easy to create it today or tomorrow as it was, 10 years ago, when you didn't have to worry about all these distractions like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. I remember creating content before TikTok came out. Back then when there wasn't many options, it was probably a little bit easier. However, we have a lot of different tools in our hands today as business owners, and we have to understand how to use those tools the right way. And they're not a good fit for every agency out there. So when it comes to content creation, some of the things that we use, for example, are HeyGen AI. You may have heard a lot about this, and we'll dive deeper in this, and we've even talked about some of our other videos. Remember, this is the AI video avatar where you could basically replicate yourself with an AI video. Sounds scary, doesn't it? But imagine this. Customer comes to your website, starts asking questions, and it's an AI video back from you answering those questions. You're not trying to mislead them that it's AI, you're telling them it's AI right away. However, it's still building that emotional connection because it still looks like you, sounds like you, and it's still your brain answering these questions. It's just the AI avatar of yourself. So that's just one example of how you could use something like HeyGen. Then there's also Gamma.ai, that's Gamma. We use this a lot to build presentations, proposals, and things like that. It's a great tool for that. We'll dive deeper in that, and we have in some of our other videos as well. Then there's also your Canva design. This is used huge for content creation. If you've ever met a content creator out there, I guarantee you almost every one of them is using Canva in some form or fashion here. We use it every day to things like thumbnails, featured images, when we're designing ebooks, all these things. And what can be really powerful here is when you take something like a Canva, which is in the content creation category, and you connect it to something in category 1, which is a ChatGPT. Imagine bringing those 2 together. Now you become really powerful in here. And understanding these different connectors with ChatGPT or Claude, and how you can connect them, how it can pull information from your Canva to help you create files. all these different things can really speed up the process for you, create a better experience, solve a lot of those problems. Like one of the problems that we had, where it was taking us forever on featured images and thumbnails. AI has helped us solve a lot of that. 100%, absolutely not. But the way we've been able to build GPTs inside of ChatGPT, the way we've been able to upload brand style guides, it's all helped on all of that. Then there's also tools like Opus Clips, which takes long form, turns into short form, building out different brand templates inside of Opus Clips to help you do these quickly. Now, it's important to remember, these tools are not copy and paste. So it's still important that you understand the foundation of doing each one of these roles. Just like when I talk with my director of education, the reason we spend so much time teaching the foundations is so that you know when AI may be wrong or you need to give AI different feedback. We couldn't give that if we didn't understand the foundation here. So it's very important that you understand that as an insurance agency owner, that we're not using this to replace you, we're not using this to copy and paste, but we're using this to improve the quality. Then of course you've got things like Grammarly, the writing assistant that's been around, it feels like it was one of the first AI tools that kind of help you with your grammar and some other things. That they were recently acquired by another company, but they're still going by Grammarly. Having that Chrome extension right there in every email that you can use Grammarly to help you improve it. I use it every day, for example, like this. I have it tied into my CRM. So it reviews every email, reviews every newsletter, everything. So we know that we're writing with proper grammar and everything there. Then the category number 3 is going to be lead generation that we're going to talk about in this different video series. And digital marketing and what kind of tools we're using here. And some of those tools would be things like we mentioned before, Go High Level CRM, SEMrush, tracking keyword research and things like that. Even how SEMrush is using AI now and AI search and understanding potentially what people are searching for. Then there's Perplexity, which could go back really into that ChatGPT and that Claude category. Perplexity is a huge lead generation tool because of what it can do in research, the way it can help you build reports, the way it can pull all the data together and save you a lot of time when doing research. TubeBuddy is another big one. vidIQ. These are two different tools, TubeBuddy and vidIQ, that can be used with your YouTube channel to improve things, understand, hey, what kind of video should I be doing, having chapters the right way, and all these things that are converting more leads on your YouTube channel. Look, we use TubeBuddy and vidIQ on all of our channels, and we recommend most of our clients using it on their YouTube channels as well. It's not that it's there to replace us, but it does serve as a nice guide to help you here. Then we're also going to talk about Ocaya, Ocaya. This is a new tool out there that falls under lead generation that we'll be diving deeper into. I'll be doing a demo on the channel so that you understand how you might be able to use it. So those are lead generation. Then we get into automation and workflow optimization. Look, some of this can be duplicate, like when we get into things like HubSpot and Go High Level, but some other things that we use in workflow automation and workflow optimization are going to be things like Make.com or Zapier.com. These are different tools that connect other tools to kind of speed things up. N8N automation, Lendy.com, ClickUp. These are all project management tools and workflow automation optimization tools that can really help you in your business, especially Make.com, N8N, Lendy. These are what you would almost call the new AI agent builders that can really speed things up. And I'll tell you, just give me a quick example on this. Our team was using N8N the other day, was having some frustrations, but then they went to Lendy and had things built pretty quickly there. So that's an example of how you may use some of these automation and these workflow optimization tools as you're going through this. Also, don't forget, probably one of the most powerful ones in that automation and workflow space is going to be Google One Workspace. That's your Gemini, that's your Google Flow, your Google VO3, all these things can play in there. And look, that's a major tool. Even if you're going to pay for anything, pay for Google One because of as much as you get with it. We pay for it every month because of the amount that we do use it. Like using Gemini to help reorganize certain Google Sheets and find things, and connecting your Google Drive sometimes to ChatGPT or Claude to have it search these drives to help you find different things. Then you can take those things and you can use it in Canva and for under content. Now you're starting to see how you're speeding up this process. You're not replacing anything, but you're just speeding up the amount of time it takes you to do something. To me, that's one of the biggest benefits of AI is how it speeds up the way we can do things. It used to be that we would, create 2 to 3 pieces of content a week. Now, it's not unusual for us to create 10 to 20 pieces, effective pieces. Not just creating it to create it, but actual things, like case studies. Then the fifth category we're going to talk about in this video series is going to be analysis and business intelligence. So this is really important if you're an insurance agency owner, because let's be honest, most insurance agency owners, they treat their business as an insurance agency, not a business, which is why so many of them either struggle to bring in business or they go out of business. It's why the turnover rate is so high during the first 3 years of owning an agency. We're not running them like businesses. What other business could stay open by helping someone with a $10 renter's policy? Probably not many, but we just don't think about that because we're just wanting to help so many people. And we're wanting to write any kind of business we can when starting out. I know, I've been an agency owner for more than a decade now. But in looking at these tools that can really help with this, on this analysis and the business intelligence, one is Manus.ai. We'll dive deeper into it, and I've done some videos on this already. But we use Manus, we have for over a year now. Now, it is a Chinese-backed model there. It does use things like Claude and even ChatGPT a little bit. It really pulls things in. But one of the big differences I feel with ChatGPT and something like Manus is Manus can actually go and do the work for you. In fact, it helped me take this entire spreadsheet and organize them into these categories. So that's just an example of how I used AI to help me on the workflow for the video that I'm making for you right now. Did it copy and paste? No, it was just rearranging into some different categories for me. Then there's a GenSpark AI, which is very similar to like a Manus. It can go and do a lot of the work for you. And there is a free version of both of these. We use the paid version, but there are free versions of almost every one of these tools that I'm going to be telling you about over the next few weeks. There's also a paid version. But what you want to look at and looking at the paid versions, hey, do I already have a tool that does that? That's definitely something you want to take a look at there. And we're coming down to the end here, but I want you not to forget either about tools like Search Atlas, which is a great tool that we use to help with search engine optimization, meta titles, descriptions, keyword research. This is a paid tool. There is not a free version of this I'm aware of, but we've been using this for a year. There's some good things and some bad things to it, but it has helped us speed up that workflow. Posting to your Google My Business profile. This could help speed that up. Screaming Frog could also be another analysis and business intelligence tool. You're using Screaming Frog, and there is a free version of this up to 100 pages on your website, but it's analyzing each page, helping you understand where there's errors and things like this, where the AI could be going in there and helping you with that. And then one of my favorites could really go back to the content creation category here. Not so much maybe the analysis or business intelligence as video2blog.ai. This is a great content creation tool, even though we're using it under business intelligence. It's taking that video, it's helping us create that blog, it's embedding things, it's giving us internal and external links, all these different things. So it's very valuable there. So those are the 5 different categories that we're going to talk about in this series, week by week. So we'll do one video of this each week over the next 5 weeks to help you. And remember, if you're not a member of our paid community, make sure to click the link below, jump into that at that $47 a month, because we'll also be providing standard operating procedures on how we use each one of these tools. I'm Chris with Niche Your Business. I look forward to helping you in our next video here on the Artificial Intelligence for Insurance Agencies channel. Thank you.